Hello. Thank you for joining the video. Thank you for clicking on it. I don't know why I'm thanking you. I don't know. But as you can tell by today's title, I realized that I haven't actually told some scary stories, right? Um as always, make sure you like and subscribe. I do this at the beginning and end of the video. If you're new, welcome. If you like my contact, wow. I am coughing because I'm sick, and that is all that I will say right now about my sickness. But that's not about this video. This video is going to contain all what I consider to be, I guess, scary. I wouldn't say scary, I'd say more like unexplainable things, right? I guess. We're gonna start back when I was a wee little kid and was kind of dumb, I guess. I don't know how you want to look at it like that, but at in age, right? You don't really fully gain conscious. I didn't really fully gain conscious until fourth grade, but not fourth grade. I'd say third grade. So what? You're about what, five or four or three? I don't know, but so this would have happened at. This is scary story number one, I guess. I'm gonna say this out of the way first. I'm not really a big person into ghost stuff, right? I mean, hey, I used to watch a lot of ghost videos. Like one of those. Crap! It's one of these channels. It's it's one of those really childish, goofish videos. It's just fake AI, not AI. It's fake story stuff, ghost stuff, or my neighbors trying to make. I don't know. I'm gonna have to search it up later. After this vid. Nah, probably won't though. But as I was saying, so I'm not a big guy into paranormal stuff. I don't really think it's I don't really think it's that big of a kahua. Well, I've always had my skeptics, right? But we're gonna start out with a fun story. Remember those old ring door cameras? It's kind of in 2019, 2018. I'd say probably 2019 to 2020. Yeah, to 2020, 2020. And there's this specific night. It was in the middle of the night, and not in the middle. I'd say probably 11 o'clock, close to midnight. And my door security camera was hooked up to the door, right? So the security camera was hooked up to the. What am I saying? The security camera was hooked up to the door, and then the door security camera was hooked up to the TV. So you could watch the TV, the security camera on the TV. Well, one night, so really scared me. One night was the doorbell rang, right? So I was like, oh, okay, I'll just check the camera. Immediately after it rang, and it pulls up fast. It doesn't have any slow loading time. There was no one there at the door. When I checked the door cam, there was no one. So I was like, okay, well, maybe it was just someone pulling. No, it wasn't, because we also have street cameras as well. Outside of our house, and there was no one there either, because our neighborhood was really secluded. It's really put together, so you'd be able to see someone running if they were running. If they were ding dong ditching you, you'd be able to see them. Well, there was absolutely no one. All of the stories I'm gonna say, until like the very last one is all in the same house, mind you. Just, let's be honest, that's kind of like, creepy, but the same house, right? So it says it's during Christmas night, which is funny because I don't know. It's like Christmas Eve into Christmas night, and I'm sitting there in bed as always, laying down watching some YouTube, as I would as a kid, and my niece was over. She's like older than me, but yeah. Family matter. My family's like all over the place. So, yeah, just quick side note. My family's all over the place with like who's old and who's not. Yeah, it's just anyway. Continuing back on to the amazing story. Stories, plural. Story number 2. My apologies. I forgot to say number 2 for YouTube context. For the video. Whoa. So I'm laying in bed. My niece is. Let me describe the layout, okay? You walk into the bedroom. Actually, no. You go from the front door. All right. You go a little bit down this hallway. You're in like this corridor, and in this corridor is a bathroom straight ahead, a bedroom kind of like. So imagine. Okay, this is gonna be odd. Bathroom. One step over here. My bedroom. One step over here. My niece's bedroom, the guest bedroom, right? And at this time she was staying over. She's been staying over for a while, and it's funny because we have an upstairs, and the upstairs has a bathroom and stuff. That used to be like my play area. And that I even have that upstairs specifically is where most of the creepy stuff I think, to be honest, might have been haunted. I ain't gonna lie. But most of the creepy stuff happened in either my bedroom or upstairs. But so one of these nights, my niece is sleeping, and I know this, because I go check. I hear a noise when I'm downstairs in my bedroom. So if I were to give a perspective, here's my bedroom, right? Imagine there's some stairs here. You go up the stairs, right? You go up the stairs. There's a door right here, and you go in the door. It's just like probably here, and then bathroom door. This is a really bad representation. Then all the way down here is probably like the window to look down outside. So you got probably at least like 100 square foot upstairs. And then you got the door there, and then you got like this small little like open area. Imagine this all on the same floor though. It's just not like on the same flat, you know. But you got like this open, I guess, walk-in attic that I got told never to go into. I think I might have actually told this story before. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think about like 80% of all the stuff I've said is true, or I've said before. I mean, not isn't true. I've definitely, this is all true, but so that night, the Christmas Eve transferring to Christmas Day, I heard a bang, a big loud bang upstairs, and I figured, oh, yeah, me, my younger self, at that time, I never really actually believed in Santa. Let's be honest, it's like teenage, I'd say maybe like 8 or 9. Side conversation real quick. 8 or 9 is where you should kind of stop, believing. Respectfully. Now, if you still believe when you're like 83, hey man, look, that's you, not me. But all I'm gonna say is, yeah, I kind of stopped at a very young age. yeah. But getting back, I didn't think it was actually Santa. I was lying. Um, I thought it was I thought something fell, and it didn't. Nothing fell. Uh, and I know my niece wasn't upstairs because I like 2 minutes later, right? Because I would have heard the bedroom door open that was like right there next to me across the corridor, and I would have heard it open if she like came back down after taking a shower. Well, no, she didn't. I asked, I was like, "Hey, did you hear that loud bang?" And she said like, "No, I didn't." And I was like, "Oh my god, this is not good." Because look, if she didn't hear the loud bang, but I heard it, it it doesn't make any sense, right? It's like how you're telling me that I heard the bang and you're right next to me and you didn't hear the bang. Come on. But to give you perspective, I'd say it sounds like a drum, like more like a crash. Let's say like an object falls in your house, right? And like the soap falling out of the shower once in a while after it gets moved, or water or air pushes it, you know? Imagine that falling, but like really loud and in the middle of the night while no one's upstairs. I was like, ugh. So I got up, after like 5 minutes of covering in my blankets, like, oh, I'm gonna die type of vibe. And uh got up, I asked my niece, I was like, hey, what's the sound? She didn't hear. And then I went upstairs. I like an idiot went upstairs. I went upstairs. I don't know why. I took my sweet time going upstairs too. I was like, I don't want to go up here, Jack. Well, I did, because I couldn't sleep anyway. So I was like, might as well. So I was like going up. As I was going up, I hear another fucking slam. Another slam. I kid you not, I shit my pants. I shitted my pants. Like, this isn't a conversation. This is just straight fucking terror from a 9-year-old. Like, I literally shitted my pants. Nah, that's a little bit dramatic, but like, there was a moment where I wanted to. I still went in after the second bang. It just took me like another 2 minutes. Of going up the stairs, of course, because I was like, what the fuck? Well, I turned the lights on, and that walk-in attic that I was talking about, that let me like build it for you for his perspective real quick. Not even build it, it's just like, imagine this in the wall. Oh, I missed. Oh, that's just sad. Imagine this in the wall, right? And you got like a small little handle here. And you walk in, and it's like a crawl space attic. But that same crawl space is above my bedroom. And the only way to open the door is from the outside. Not the inside, the outside. And I always had something like blocking it because like during the day I was like, I don't really like this. This thing's scary as fuck. The thing that I had put there had fucking moved. It moved. Like the thing that I had blocking the door was gone. It was gone when I checked. And I ran my ass to my parents' bedroom and I said, hey, I don't know, but there's something's odd. No, I didn't do that either. I lied. I closed the door. I went back downstairs. I told my niece, hey, if you were up there, nice prank. If you weren't, I recommend we call the cops. And she didn't really think any of it. And, you know, it wasn't a big deal to her. But to me, it was a big deal. Right? Because the only way to fucking move it is from the, like, outside of the door, not the inside. So I don't know. That was one of my most scariest, I guess, having to go check something day, like, you know how every man has to, like, fucking, he, he has one of those days where he's like, oh, no, I don't want to go check this shit. It's probably gonna kill me. Well, fun fact, it might kill you. But, that's always just been a fear, though, realistically. Story number 3, as we're popping into this one, this one's gonna be a little awkward to tell because I don't really know what happened. Okay, I was literally just laying in bed one night, and it's the same house, same bed. Um, and of course this has also happened at nighttime, but it definitely was not during Christmas. It was probably close to Christmas. I don't know, to be honest. But so I'm laying in bed, and I'm cozied up with all my stuffed animals. Side note: I used to have a lot of stuffed animals. I still have them, by the way. I don't snuggle with them. They're just kind of like in my closet and in the garage. Um, I grew up with like 3, 4 stuffed main animals. Anyway, so I'm getting off track as per usual. Which I guess is good for a content farm. I mean, at that point, might as well just call it content farm. But I was sitting there, I was like watching some YouTube, and I was gonna go to bed, right? And as soon as I went to bed, I kid you fucking not, my bed started to shake. Like it was like, how do I? It was literally like this. Like it was shaking like this. And I fucking got up out of the bed. I turned the damn lights off, and the bed was still shaking. It was still shaking. Ooh, ooh. Ooh. It still gives me like some type of PTSD or some shit. Because that shit scared the fuck out of me. I couldn't sleep for like 2 or 3 weeks. I'm like, I don't know. I was literally just chilling in bed. Like, imagine me going to sleep in this bed, right? I'm laying down and just start shaking all over the place. Not my body, my bed. And I didn't have a dog at that time that lived in my bed, under my bed at all. So it was literally just me, my covers, my lights on, and my shaking bed. Because when I got off the bed, it stopped shaking, right? Like it wasn't shaking as bad. But when I got back on it, it was shaking. So I was like, oh, yeah, no, this is just not cool. It went on for like a good like 30 to 40 minutes. I have never like wanted to kill someone until that day. Like that day was the day I wanted to just full leash someone into Helheim or whatever, bruh. Because that shit, I don't know. I can't explain it. It doesn't make sense. Your bed just doesn't start to shake out of nowhere. And it's not even that like I don't remember it as much. It never happened again. Because that was like the last encounter I had with whatever the fuck I want to call this thing. But like, dude, you gotta understand something. Like your bed randomly shaking for no reason at all is just odd. But which is what I find odd, right? Like during that night, I never went to my parents. I stayed in the bedroom, shaking in the bed. Like I stayed there. I didn't tell my parents. I was like, hey, I didn't tell them like, hey, my bed was shaking last night. I figured it might have been an earthquake, but if it was, then the bed would not be shaking as much because that part doesn't get earthquakes, by the way. So you know. I also don't know if there was an earthquake that day. So if it was, maybe it was that, but like literally, it felt like, I ain't gonna lie, it felt like what I think sleep paralysis would look like, just without the demon, like, or without just some like fucking entity. That's my closest thing to what I think um a sleep paralysis would feel like. I never want to experience that, by the way. I'm just gonna say that right now. But I don't fear it. I just, if I ever have like a fucking sleep paralysis thing, fuck no. It won't happen to me. It's already nighttime again, dude. Wow. But um it just generally scares the fuck out of me that it was shaking that night. All right, we got two more stories. Um, one of them's gonna be a little bit longer than like the whole video, so sorry if you waited this long for me to say goodbye. Ha! Ha! Joke's on you. uh, kill me. Anyway, so same house. This was in the day though, which I find awkward. I was like, how does that make any sense? But no, same location, same spot. This was in the middle of the day though. That shit I don't get. So we have like a little bar in that upstairs area, like a sports bar, like a it's a homemade bar from the previous owners. Um, respect. I ain't gonna lie because it looked good there. Well, you know that same back, kind of like indoor attic, which I think like that's the problem was that thing the whole time. It was just wind moving in maybe because I haven't actually like really looked at it. I haven't like studied it on like why it would have happened. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna be honest, dude. Like fuck that door. But this was during the daytime. All right, that's your creeper. Okay. This is during the daytime, somewhere around like maybe 5 o'clock the afternoon. Parents home, everyone's home. Look, I'm gonna for all my people who like for all the people who can hear footsteps and like know which first episode what. Like if you were like doing some stupid shit back then, like trying to fucking like watch some illegal shit. I'm joking, no. Like if you were watching like a YouTuber that you weren't supposed to. Yeah. And you got caught because they were cussing or whatever. And you can like determine the footsteps. Whew, that shit's peak. Trust me, it's going to the story. Well, the stairs that you have to walk up make noise. Um, I didn't know the sound of the fucking footsteps coming up, and the door opened while I was watching some YouTube. But there was no one there. There were footsteps. See, the footsteps are the clue. I was like, oh, I don't know who that is, but I'm gonna turn my YouTube off, mute it, right? Um, the door opened and there weren't any footsteps. That was the last one that I had in the house. In the neighborhood, though, I'll get to that. Ooh, that's gonna be. Actually, no, that'll be a different video. I'm gonna make a different video on that one because that video in particular, or that story in particular, takes a lot of fucking context. I ain't gonna lie. Probably like 30 minutes of me yapping. But I ain't gonna cap. When I saw that door open, I expected my dad to pop around. Fuck no, no one popped around. And there weren't any footsteps like afterwards either. It's like I opened the door, right? The door opened. I looked down. I got up. I was like, yeah? There weren't any footsteps going down. You didn't hear any of them going down. So I was confused. I was like, who the fuck knocked on my door? I mean, who the fuck opened my door? That was my breaking point, by the way. I was like, okay, I give up. This is some scary shit. That part specifically, because it was during the daytime, I was terrified. Like, that just fucking like I don't know, man. That ooh yeah no, but that day was after 5 o'clock. After that door opened, I didn't go upstairs. I stayed next to my parents the whole damn day until I died, and went to bed, and then woke up and went to school. But yeah, I have no idea why uh any of that happened, but I'm grateful that I haven't had to deal with like any fucking paranormal shit, or at least unexplainable stuff. I mean, like during the daytime stuff, slamming and closing, I get that because of wind or you're moving around the house, right? Well, okay, I do have this one more. I wouldn't call this scary. It was more confusion, because I open. This can be very explainable though. I opened the door to my like I'm coming in from the garage after it was either mowing or working out. Probably mowing. Yeah, because that day, yeah, I was gonna mow, but I didn't mow. I came back. Yeah. So, but that day in particular, we have like this frame set up in our house, and there's like a lot of old like antique stuff like underneath it, which is a dumb idea to put stuff by. Well, the thing, I opened the garage door, my mom's outside. My mom just went outside, like at the same time as I opened the garage door. So I was like, you know what? Maybe it was like the air resistance or like the air suction when you open up a door that has been opened up in a long time. Not a long time, just not in like a couple minutes or whatever, and like the air suctions in the fucking air in the house and kind of kicks stuff around. Well, the thing we put it back up, but the thing that like crashed down, it fucking like it it went from here to like on the ground, dude, and it broke a cup. It made some fucking spilling sound because I'm coming in the garage, right, and I hear my mom go out. I was like, okay, well she's going out, I'm coming in. Pause. She's going out of the house. I'm entering the house. And you can hear her slam the door. I was like, okay, well, that didn't do anything. I think it was my door that did shit, because that door is like a fire door, and well, it came crashing down, and all like me and the dog were shocked because the dog was shitting. The dog was literally sitting like right underneath it. So imagine like this was the dog, right in this spot, and a little bit more vertical, and like like imagine this, right? This was the thing on the wall. Dog is right here. Kabloom! This falls down over, but the dog reacted. And I'm like covering my mouth like, oh shit, she gonna kill me. But I was like, hey, that shit fucking fell by itself, so I'm good. Now she came in pissed, of course, because who wouldn't respectable to that. Fuck! It's unspeakable. Yeah. That one cringe YouTuber. Side note, real quick. It's like Preston Plays. Oh my god, it's Preston Plays. That fucking Minecraft streamer, Minecraft YouTuber that used to do like those cringe. He did like some IRL shit, I'm pretty sure, and it was like some goofy, corny, like my neighbor's stalking me. I don't know, but back to the video. What was I? My mom was fucking pissed for like a second. And she was like, "Oh shit, what the fuck did you do?" And I'm shocked because I'm standing in the kitchen. I was like, "Hey, that randomly fell." Um, and she thought I did it, but I'm like all over in the kitchen. That I think that's like my most recent, like what I would call unexplained. But realistically, you can explain that with just me opening the door as the same time as she's opening another door. and she slammed her door, by the way. I didn't. So, and her door is like right next to the thing that was. So I could see how like that can affect someone, right? Like to think, oh, it's paranormal, but like realistically, you also got to look at the facts here, like air and all that circumference bullshit stuff. I bet it's turning it out again. I feel it in my bones. Hey, look at that. I was right. Anyway, as per usual, though, uh, I that's it. I mean, I don't have. Still sick. Um, I don't really have anything else scary other than that video. That video, I'm gonna make a video on it. If you stayed this long, you get to hear me spiel for like another 5 minutes. I'm gonna make a video on like this. I'm not gonna spoil it too much. I'm not gonna say a lot of info too much, but I'm just gonna say it involves like a forest like this. Like it's in the same neighborhood as my house, right? But uh, um, you know, it's just in my experience probably the most scariest thing to ever happen. But as always, make sure you like, subscribe. Um, hey, and comment a game you want to watch me play on Xbox Game Pass specifically. Um, I'm not gonna be spending anything higher than $25 on a game. So if it's a actually, you know what? I have a Discord, Discord server, but like I don't have anyone, in it yet. So if you ever want to join it, I'm gonna put the Discord link in the description and probably a link in my bio as well. And we'll see from there, right? Because that's what we want. Uh, it'd be some aura right now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Is this what you guys call aura now? Anyway, I will see you. Yes, you. You better be. You better be watching my videos. If you're not, I don't know. You're missing out on peak. But as always, have a good night, or a good day, or a good afternoon. Look at me, hitting all three. Uh, and any suggestions, put it in the comments. Anything you want me to fix or change, put it in the comments. I'd really like that because I really want to start building this more. Anyway, peace out. Have a good night.